Yo, what's going on YouTube? Cheesy TV. Hopefully my hair is not like sticking up or anything, but it's all good. Um, let's go. We have Beef, episode 7. I really like talking about this series. I love the limited time series because these are the series where a lot of the writers shine, because you only have, I mean, as of right now, they only have 10 episodes to really hook someone into this show and really get them into it. I don't know if there's going to be multiple seasons. We're going to have to see about that. I'm just going to see how this show ends. I'm pretty sure it's a limited time show, but I couldn't tell you. This is the 7th episode, so we are now 70% through the series as of now. I Am a Cage. So after the events of the last episode, we directly jump 8 months forward, which is kind of weird, I guess. I guess episode 6 was like an end of an era for this show. Episode 7 of Beef opens with the scenic view from Amy and George's new vacation home. It seems like the deal with Jordan was closed, and Amy ransomed her life for another 5 years to run Koyo House. Danny has been elevated to lead the praise team and mesmerizes everyone with his angelic singing voice. Edwin is nowhere to be seen near the stage. He is right at the back row holding his newborn as Veronica joins in the singing. So pretty much, Edwin and Danny switch places in their little church community. So, yeah. Edwin looks miserable and jealous. I mean, this guy's very bitter deep down. We thought he was a good guy at first. He seemed like he had good intentions. But he's a very bitter human being, as we kind of learn. My big ass head can't even fit on the screen. Esther and Danny are now a couple, and his life is truly perfect. Esther is obviously Veronica's friend. Edwin and Veronica have been having marriage troubles, but Danny says all they can do is pray for things to get better. Like, he wants to genuinely support him. He doesn't want to have beef with a lot of people. He only wants beef with people who wrong him. And Edwin never really did that, so Danny only wants what's right for him. Amy and George have got a new furry friend for June as well, Luca. We see the relationship flourishing like before, just like before the road rage. So pretty much everyone's gotten over that. That's not the thing. Little things like Amy letting George feel like he saved the day with the deal by selling the are helping. George is hosting a party the next day at their house, so they have to leave the vacation home so they can make the party. And he's like, the party's for his pieces and like all the success he's had recently in the art industry. So there's kind of that. Maybe I'm too close to the camera. I don't even know what the hell's going on. But Danny's life has completely changed. He has become everything his parents wanted him to be. He's fulfilled a lot of dreams in 8 months, which is kind of a crazy feat. He has even completed the house he wanted his parents to live in. In fact, we see Danny talking to them on the phone and learn that they're flying out tomorrow to stay with Danny and to go to the house. Paul's got his own apartment now, the one they used to live in earlier, and yeah. While having sex, George comes clean about his affair with Mia. Kind of awkward, kind of forced by George there, but he wanted to get it out there. It was 8 months in the making, his confession. They want to be open, their marriage is doing really well. But maybe introducing that wasn't such a good idea. Ed has been eating him up inside. George says that their affair was not physical, even though he was attracted to her. It really wasn't, though. I don't think we didn't see any sex scenes, so they connected on a deeper spiritual level, which confuses Amy, and that's kind of fucked up, honestly. To tell your wife that you connected with a girl on a deeper spiritual level, like, dude, you didn't even have to say all that. You know what I mean? I don't know. He handled that very poorly. She is more indignant at the fact that George fell in love, but he is sincerely apologetic. He better be. Amy's got a lot going for her. Amy feels she can use it as leverage for now and decides to meet Dr. Lynn alone. Edwin shows up at Danny's house where Paul, Bobby, and Michael are hanging out as well. Quite surprisingly, Edwin wants to become a part of whatever Danny is doing in construction, but pointing towards potential shady deals. And at first, Danny's like, "Oh, you want to do construction with us? Well, you don't have any experience, though, do you?" And Edwin's like, No, I want to be a part of whatever got you the money. Like deep down, he's desperate. He's probably poor himself, and he's probably been poor all along. He's just been trying to like hide it from everyone. He is desperately in need of more money since he has just had a baby. Obviously, there's that too. Paul overhears them, but Danny pretends that everything is legitimate and white in his business. But not really, though. They have done a lot of marketing, a lot of money schemes to get this going. Amy is having issues processing and accepting George's infidelity. She recalls the magical feeling she had when they first started dating, and that's starting to fade out. But it is slowly dwindled since then. After June's birth, the couple has somewhat lost their edge. I mean, dealing with a kid, there's a lot of hardships. Like ask Edwin. The added responsibilities have distanced them. She saw goodness in George and thought that if the best parts of him and the salvageable ones of her could come together, they could live a happy life. She's like trying to belittle herself to the therapist to kind of. So the therapist is like on her side. I think that's what she's doing. I don't think she genuine like. Does she feel like that about herself? I don't think so. But like, yeah. Amy breaks down while asking if it is possible to love someone unconditionally. Feelings from her childhood and parents surface, but Amy tries to divert her attention towards the present. George meets Danny as Zane and has a jolly conversation. Obviously, they're really good friends. And like, Danny and George, like, obviously Danny's putting on a front, but like, they genuinely have good conversations and they like each other as friends. So, until it turns towards Danny's depression, which he accepts openly. George suggests he talk to Amy, who's facing similar issues, but obviously George doesn't know what the hell is going on. So, with Amy and Danny, Danny's reluctant, but he invites him to the party that night, and it's gonna go down. It is a celebration of George's artwork, and all of our main characters are there, pretty much. Yeah. Among other things, we see Jordana and Naomi kiss passionately, while at the same time, Amy is shocked to see Danny. Of course. She pulls him apart and angrily inquires why he is there. He makes a genuine attempt to end the beef and inquires about her well-being. For a moment, Amy reciprocates, but then the conversation turns sour like usual. I mean, these two can't hold up a normal conversation for too long. Danny spots the waist tattoo that Amy has and compares it with Kayla's photo. Oh, wow, yeah. He storms out of the house, calling Amy a sick psycho, and Danny pretty much figures out that Amy has been with his brother, and she was Kayla, the girl that was in Vegas. She follows him and threatens him against blackmailing Amy with the information. Like, dude, get the fuck away from his truck, you know? I don't know. I think I'm on Danny's side on this. Obviously, because, like, rich, yeah, whatever, you could say that. But no, like, Amy's a piece of shit. I genuinely think that. She pretty much started this. Honked at him, was flipping him off, throwing shit at his car. Like, Amy is the problem here. You know what I mean? But Danny returns their equation to square one as they insult each other and have another beef. A beef. This time it's about, affairs and all that, really. Amy thinks this has gone too far, and Paul interfering with their marriage could ruin things. She asks George if they can move to some other place, and he agrees. Like, let's get the fuck out of here, We have a lot of skeletons in our closets, as she heard from him, and they need to go. Danny comes back to the house where he finds Paul going over the company's accounts. He finds inconsistencies in the reported accounts and the cash the business is pulling in. Danny gets nervous, indicating that he is illegally embezzling the import-export money from Isaac's contraband. He diverts the conversation to Paul's lie about Kayla. He's like, no, don't worry about that. We'll sort it out. And then he talks about Kayla because, well, yeah. Danny tells him that Kayla is actually Amy, whom he had the road rage incident with. So, yeah, things are getting crazy. Everything's starting to tie together. The characters are starting to figure out stuff. He riles Paul up by saying Amy called Paul a child who needed guidance and help, and he literally isn't lying. To take revenge, Paul goes to George and tells him that he had sex with Amy, and has proof to back it up. Amy watches it on her mobile through the door camera and instantly rushes to the house. Oh my god. You feel bad for Amy at the end here, but at the same time, like, she's literally a piece of shit. Like, Danny picks up his parents from the airport, and they are proud of their son. When he brings them around to the house, he notices it is on fire, and completely destroyed. Amy comes back to find George is left with June and breaks down in her car. And did Amy destroy his house? We're not sure. There's a lot of things to unwrap here moving on to the rest of the season, and this is the most interesting the show has gotten, and we're not even talking about the road rage shit. Just as it seemed the beef had ended with Danny and Amy were happy to their separate ways, their paths meet, and when they finally directly interact with each other outside of a car, it gets tricky. Now we are back at square one. The cosmic irony in the show is bemusing, but it is the secret ingredient that makes beef so special. Do Amy and Paul hate each other because they hate themselves? That is the central identity puzzle that one could gauge from this episode. Amy's confrontation about unconditional love might have something to do with the next episode. It seems like both Danny and Amy went through a tough childhood, not because of trauma, but strict parenting. This brings on the immigrant element in the storytelling, which has been dictating things transiently in the background. It has made our protagonists who they are. Hopefully there's some more light on that part of their lives. Ali Wong had another shining moment in episode 7. She has a blessed gift to express vulnerability and the appearance of strength on the screen. Beef is undoubtedly her most accomplished work and will bring a lot of attention to her career. And we know her as mostly a comedian, but now she's trying to get into the acting world, and I think it's doing great for her. This episode's awesome. It really starts a whole new era, a whole new thing that's going to go on for 3 more episodes. We'll see if there's another season. Again, I'm going to have to watch the finale and let you guys know about it, but yeah, that's going to do it. I'm going to go upstairs, watch me some Walking Dead, have me some lunch, kind of enjoy my day a little bit. I'm off. But obviously the grind don't stop on here for YouTube. I got to give out content for you guys, and I'm going to be streaming today probably. I don't know if it's going to be Rocket League, Fortnite, Rust, or GTA. There's a lot of different games I'm playing right now, but hopefully you guys are having a